that's key. And honestly, that's one of my main, this meeting is live stream. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's key. And that's actually what you just said. I'm gonna hold my thought, but I think I might just actually open up with that, with what you just said about work.
Let's do it, bro. I think in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we are live. We are live. So people can see us. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pernell, Bobby, your astrotherapist. I want to say hello, how you doing? Warm welcome. Today we're going to get into the suffering, okay? The suffering between man, the suffering between woman, and just clear up some inconsistencies. You know, you may have seen in the description, there's a 60% decline, plus or minus, on the divorce rate, if you will. Like, people aren't getting married anymore. Yeah. So I brought my man Semet on here, who is a married man. All right, I believe for the past 7 to 8 years, I forget, forgive me. And he'll let you know that in a second. And he's one of the most respected men that I know in my personal life, as a personal friend, who I feel really safe enough to talk about such a, quite frankly, an intense topic. You know, it is an intense topic. This is not something I expect that everybody's going to enjoy. I do expect a couple people to get their panties in a bunch, or let's say their drawers, and that's okay, because you know, I was talking with a female friend last night, and she was like, I don't know about this, I don't know about that. And I was like, look, like, we're gonna throw it out there, because I do expect a little controversy. And I say that because it's like, look, we're not gonna get anywhere by continuously pussyfooting around and pretending that everybody's happy with the way their love story is playing out. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not the truth. I don't believe that. I don't believe everybody at the collective is really happy with how love looks in this day and age. And I think it's going to require some of these tougher combos. So my man Semet, go ahead, let them know what's up. Lead us off.
So, well, first, it's going on 4 years married, but 7 years together.
7 together. Okay, bang.
Yeah. Wow. You know, so I was mentioning that let's open this up with Prab beforehand. You were talking about you're just grateful to have some work, you know, during these times. And that's the first main basis. I mean, I want to mention work because as what's not work in a relationship, you know, you really have to look at, like, by the way, so I can give a preference, like a frame of thought for everybody who's going to enter this. Yeah. Understand that my ideas and my mind frame isn't set in stone. I'm definitely willing to have open conversation and discussion, so long as no one's like extremely disrespectful or unnecessarily aggressive, where you can't let anybody get their point across, because I know this is a sensitive topic. I'm sharing experience. I'm sharing experience, not just from myself, but from older people. My come up has always just been watching older people navigate through life. So I kind of have an old school mentality, but I also have a modern day mentality of understanding, you know, what we're going through in life right now. Because the problems that we have now are definitely a little bit more different than the problems back then. So with that being said, let's talk about the work aspect. I'm grateful for work. I'm grateful for a relationship. I'm grateful to be useful and functional in my relationship. And to be useful and functional in your relationship with your spouse.
As a male or as a female, or does that matter?
They matter. They matter tremendously, because
so to be useful as a man, or to be useful just in general for
right now, just general. Be useful.
Okay.
Be useful. Okay. For both parties, right?
Okay.
Be useful. Now I'll talk about the male aspect myself before we get into talking about female. As a man, do not get yourself in a relationship until you definitely got yourself figured out.
Right.
And that in and of itself could already scare people off, because it's like, that could be a lifelong journey, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
But you can also learn more about yourself in a relationship too. So the whole point is, there's some standards. I believe that as a man, make it a point that you have options in your life, that you are not gonna get stuck or you feel stuck. Make sure you have some great income, some great resources. Have your stability as you know, a little bit of some stoicism in a way, but be chilled, be calm in the face of adversity, you know. So
Why is that so important? Why is that so important?
To be chilled and calm in a state of adversity?
Yeah.
How isn't that important?
Especially for a man,
For I think it's expected actually already. It's kind of already expected from us because first of all, to be stable is to be grounded, is to be right where your feet are.
Yeah.
And when the tides are coming, when the tornadoes are slapping you in the face and the chaos of life and the ground beneath you is shaking and quaking and breaking, you need to have a foundation of your emotions in check, of your plan in check. You need to be able to pivot. The reason why that's important, not just for yourself, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's also important for your partner, for your loved one, because if she or even he, if you're the woman and you know your man can't bounce back for some reason, you also got to support him. But if the man can't support, you know, the woman or the relationship in general, it's kind of like you also add extra burden to your partner as well. And life is gonna be life. What is not work? What is not adversity? You know? So we're constantly faced with that, whether if it's within ourselves, whether if it's in how life is changing, the pandemic, past trauma, current trauma, future, whatever the case may be. Be stable so that when the shit hits the fan, and it will,
yeah,
you can pivot. You can have options. That was my first opening, right? You need to be able to have options. You need to be resourceful. There's a great word. What's that word? It starts with a C. Competent. You need to be competent.
Okay, yeah.
You know, for real. Like as a man, you need to work on yourself. And we have different roles in the relationship. We definitely do in life, and in marriage and in relationships together. We have different roles. Man and woman have different roles. That's something to be extremely aware about. So let's just backtrack real quick. We said options. We said stability in the face of, you know, adversity. I'm here talking about understanding like your roles. And so we're on number 3 right now, right? Understanding your roles is because in marriage, in me defending marriage, I'm pro marriage, by the way, I really am. But me defending marriage, understanding your role prior to the relationship, what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the relationship as a man, right? I'm only talking about the man right now.
Sure.
When you know that, it means you have a better understanding of your vision. You have a better understanding of what it is that you want in life. Do you want a legacy? Do you want kids? Do you just want to have a companionship for the rest of your life? Understanding your role and knowing how to nurture that role, pretty much essentially becoming the best version of yourself, right? As we always like to say. You have to strive for excellence because the burden of performance is definitely upon you. It's upon you to make something out of yourself in a relationship or out of a relationship. So understanding your role before getting yourself somewhere is important because you know what you want. You know?
Yeah.
Women all the time. Look, you're scanned. Listen, man, you're scanned. You're sized up 2 seconds in, okay?
Yeah.
they know if you're gonna be a friend, if you're gonna be et cetera, within like a quick 2 seconds, you know?
Very true. Very, very true.
So it's okay to say that you get judged, all right? People, don't be don't get your panties in a bunch or your nipples twisted if you feel like you get judged. Everybody gets judged. Today I wanted to eat croquetas and octopus, but I didn't want to eat a Taco Bell. Whatever. You make a decision, you make a judgment. It's okay. It's okay. Just don't be a dick about it. Don't be an asshole. I think we have too much of an abundance of that where we can't even have like healthy discussions or even a healthy disagreement. Like, let people be heard. But
so to take it one step back, you got Samir asking real quick, what is divine partnership, and what is the advice on divine partnership? So we're gonna talk about the red flags for sure. So we're gonna kind of get on what the quote unquote advice of it is. But Sim, when you think divine partnership, just to kind of like really steer the attention back to the people watching, what is divine partnership?
Okay. I'm gonna be very specific, by the way. I'm gonna talk about the times that we're living in now, because I want people to understand that. I want people to really understand that it's very different, because the new age of technology and how fast we're evolving. And me, I'm gonna give you my advice, my opinion. Personally, divine marriage, divine relationship is when man and woman understand their roles. They have the same vision together. You know, the woman supports the man supports the woman, and we're elevating ourselves up. You know, we're elevating ourselves up to get the mission done, the vision completed. And in the time that we live in now, I think it's important that we understand the importance of unity, right? Unity. That's like the only way you win in the world that we live in now. And let's just be very, very, very perfectly honest. I think there's a war on family. I think that you have to protect your marriage from fidelity and your fallen nature. So like things like addiction, things like the media, whatever makes you act upon your lower self. You know, when you do something that's just bad, and you have that internal dialogue in yourself, and you're like, damn, I fucked up.
Right.
You know, that's important. Keep the spark. I'm looking at some notes that I got here. So,
yeah.
Old school composition book. Keep the spark. Keep tremendous passion in your relationship. Keep the fire going. Don't grow stale. Don't grow dull. Just because you're in a long-term relationship with somebody doesn't mean that you just stop. You don't stop loving. Don't stop giving the fire. You know, have some fun. Still hit on your woman like she's like you just met her on the first day. Have some game. You know, have some swag. Don't let your iron grow dull. All right. Keep sharpening the iron. More on divinity is leading your family with virtue and understanding that your wife is the moon, and she lights up all your splendor. She lights up your vision. She lights up your goals. She supports you tremendously. And you both have a vision with what you want to do with your family, if you want to have family, or kids, I should say. Those are a couple of points I would say that's divine marriage in this time.
So now he's acting like is a divine partnership, is that a twin flame relationship? Is it similar? Are they different?
Okay, look, I don't know that terminology like that. I'm not twin flame, I'm not soulmate. Pernell can definitely drop that more often. I'm straightforward, okay? Forget all of that. In my opinion. Dude, don't go all hoodoo, okay? Just be chill. Focus on you first. If you're not in a relationship, focus on you first.
And what if you are in a relationship?
And if you are in a relationship, how do you identify? The question is, how do you identify if it's twin flame or soulmate or something like that?
I guess he's asking like, is it similar? Like, is it similar to a divine partnership?
Look. Divine partnership is everything that I said it was. You know your woman is your woman. Okay, look, if you're having sex with her, that's your woman. That's right. It. That's it. That's your woman. Do not, men. I'm talking to you. And is this a woman or a guy talking?
This is a guy.
This is a guy. Listen, man. I'm telling you right now. As a man, one of the common things that you have to be mindful of, okay, to your relationship, to your woman, is fidelity. Don't cheat. Don't cheat. Don't let your blood, don't let the captain, don't let the sword down there go out there and create more hoes. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's first of all a test of yourself. Okay. Are you going back to that fallen nature? Because we're men, we lust. That's one of our things. Our innate genetic code is to spread our seed. It just is what it is. And women are beautiful creatures. Men are creatures too. We're creatures. We're humans, right? The whole twin flame aspect, look, you make it the twin flame, okay? How much loyalty and of yourself do you want to give into this relationship that's worth giving? That's worth giving. Are you being reciprocated back? Again, I do not know the term of twin flame, but I'm just telling you how you can spot if this is going to be a good relationship or not. I'll even talk about how to spot good wives, how to spot good woman material.
Yeah.
And if these points that I say later on, literally, like if they resonate with you, write them down and vet accordingly. The word vet literally means get to know the woman more, even prior before committing to a relationship. And if you are in a relationship, then you still want to check out these points, because women always have the right to change their mind, and they usually normally do.
Well, was it you who said men write promises in pen and women write promises in pencil? Was that you or somebody else?
I never said that, but I actually get that, man. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, I had that conversation last night. It's like, and yeah, it was kind of explaining how, like it's a man's word really must be his bond. Honestly, it's like it really I do believe it's something that should be non-negotiable. Okay, that's a personal belief, but it's like if I say something, I do something. When I don't, then my own personal integrity is scathed, and that becomes a personal issue for myself, which then it's like I don't expect the next person to trust me, right?
Well, right. You don't want to be shaky, man.
Yeah, you can't be shaky. You can't be shaky. And that's where it kind of came back to women writing promises in pen, where, it's interesting. I only read one page on this, really. And I just went to the middle of the book. I didn't actually look at it yet.
I've read that book a while back.
You have?
There's a story in there. There's a story in there where the guy, I think he's having sex with a woman like in the woods or something like that. And she asked him to, blow his load. He blows his load and then she's upset. I think I gave you...
I remember you talking about this a long time ago, but yeah. I never read it. I just got it last night. I just got it last night.
I gave you a spoiler then. I gave you a spoiler for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested to see how that plays out. But at least for this moment, with the whole men writing promises in pen, women writing them in pencil, it's like, for men that are listening, it's important to understand that women need to flow in love, in chaos, in destruction, in joy, in passion, like the ocean, and it's like Bruce Lee's, like sometimes the ocean crashes and sometimes it heals. And the whole entire point of this talk, and when it comes to like making wives again, and why we're highlighting these dating red flags that I believe personally are stopping more divine partnerships, is that disbalance between men being too feminine in certain scenarios, especially, or just way too frequent, way too often. Okay. And when I say too feminine, what I mean is overly emotional. All right? I'm not
saying red flag for men, by the way. Yeah.
That's a red flag for men. That's a red flag for me. Absolutely. There's definitely some wounds coming in there. Over emotional. Not that you don't have emotions, not that you're not emotionally intelligent, but an emotionally intelligent person also can decipher their emotions from the emotions of the person.
We should do red flags for the men in another video as well.
Let's do that. You're right. So we're gonna get back to it. How about we work into the 19 dating red flags, just going at number 1 right now. Number 1, off the rip, Semet, take it off.
Hold up, because I may have them in a different order, like on my chicken scratch.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll type number 1 here. I'm gonna keep typing up each one in the chat. So number 1 is when the divine feminine talks negative about her exes.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Okay, the woman's always talking about negative about her exes. It's like, how many exes does she have? And there's the moral of the story here is, if let's just say she had like 3 breakups. The common theme there is that she's the common theme. She had 3 breakups and she continues talking bad about them. Maybe something's wrong with her. And there's always, what is it? There's a classic saying, there's a phrase. There's always 3 sides of the story: yours, hers, and the truth is somewhere in the middle, So that's it, really. Besides, it's her exes. It's in the past. So why is she keeping that around? I mean, I understand it's history, and you just don't erase people from your history like that. But that's it. If she's with you, going out with you, in a relationship with you, the talk of the exes maybe should just happen like once, twice, but it should just stop at a point. That's it.
Not a continuation.
Yeah. Dude, if you're like 2 years in or something, there's no need. Like, if you're 5 months in, like that's it. You can stop. Like, stop it.
I fully agree with that. So that's a definite red flag when the women keep her exes around too long. Definitely let me know whether you're watching this live or on the replay. Do you agree or disagree? Just go ahead and drop that comment. Like, are you a woman? Do you keep your exes around? How do you feel about that in general? And so we'll move to number 2, red flags right here. And the second one we got going on is when the divine feminine has a bad past with her dad. And this seems like a lot of women. So what makes this a red flag, my man?
Okay, so this red flag is interesting because there's so much, because you're talking about the most important man in a woman's life, right, is her dad. So first and foremost, the reason why I say that that's a red flag is because if she has extreme daddy issues and she doesn't respect her father, how is she going to be able to give the respect to you? You know, you also want to be careful, because if daddy issues aren't resolved, you will be the emotional punching bag. You're gonna get 1, 2, 3, jab, hook, cross, right, uppercut, haymaker. Trust me. And when that happens, you might be a little either, if you're not equipped, like I said, if you're not equipped, knowing yourself, who you are prior before, and then you get into a relationship like that, like if you're not equipped for that, it could be stressful, because you're carrying the burden of the past from her that she's been carrying for forever. And you're getting punched in the face with all this stuff. So it's her father. It's the first person in her life, other than her mom, who was introduced to her. And if there's issues there, she can have a negative connotation that all men are like that, in a way. You know what I mean? Plus, if the kid sees the father and the mother not acting like parents, kindness and careness, and father is putting a whooping on the mom, that's not cool at all. She sees that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need to also make not just wives and better men, but better children too.
Fully understand. So that's definitely, I think you clearly defined that. The red flag is like, I don't think it's something too out there. It's just plain and simple. I mean, we see plenty of people when it comes to having daddy issues. Not that men don't, but just understand, for everybody watching live or replay, that today's talk specifically is red flags for women. So I just want to clarify that,
They should also, just to add to that red flag, are they doing anything about it? Are they going to therapy for it? Are they seeking counsel? Yeah, are they trying to make amends with the dad if he's around? Are they seeking therapy? Are they getting professional help? Whatever the case may be.
No, I fully understand that. Okay. So we're going to hit the number 3. And what I'll say is, in the meanwhile, for those of you watching, definitely go ahead, take a minute to vote. I have put 3 different questions up, whether you're pro-marriage or just against this narrative. And you can vote whether you're pro-marriage. I put up there single as fuck. And I put up there I want something new. So those are your 1, 2, 3 options. Definitely live or later. Check that out in the chat. Go ahead, take a moment to vote. And here's the 3rd red flag we got coming in. The feminist movement and how it's created a toxic dating culture against divinity. What is up with that?
I should leave right now.
It's time to crack that worm open.
I'm out. Yo, peace. All right, no.
You gonna dip? This is your point.
I did write that. Look. Feminist. If you look, first of all, if the woman that you're going after, that you're seeking or something, or I don't know, is a feminist, tread carefully, because how is she gonna respect you? Look, I believe what feminism has done in this era now has made the woman the victim and the tyrant as well. Femininity has not, the feminism movement has like pushed this point where it's like, we have this, they made this term called toxic masculinity. And it's like, what the fuck about masculinity is toxic? Because what makes a man, first of all, if a building is on fire, who's going in there? It's firemen majority of the time. You're going to war, it's a guy most of the time. It's a cop most of the time. Like, I know there's women obviously in these places, but all I'm saying is that what makes a man is actually what women want. But I think the narrative that we have these days, and look, I said this before. There is a war on family, and the media definitely has huge responsibility for it. Anybody that has watched Family Guy, Dexter's Laboratory, I don't know, Courage the Cowardly Dog,
watched all of them.
Any of these shows on Nickelodeon, Drake and Josh, whatever, the dad's always a bumbling idiot.
True.
Okay, so like we're being taught this stuff. We think it's cool, but remember, as a youth, we're sponges. We absorb things, and subconsciously in the back of our heads, we absorb these things, and so we tend to believe all that's said. And it's just like, it's like even with our presidents, right? We believe somebody behind the TV screen. I know we're behind the camera, but I'm just saying we believe a guy that we never met with some weird agenda that we don't know. And again, we by this point should know that the government's ability of helping its citizens is never with our best interest at heart. So why would you believe this person with a tie and a suit that you never met before to do good for you when you can't even confide in your own family first? The flesh next to you, the person next to you. And this is
how does this link back to the feminist culture?
Yeah, the feminist culture, right? Like, again, if I'm using how we've been brainwashed to think that men are toxic, and this is what the feminist movement has also like pushed upon us. That now they want to be, feminist movement pushes to be equal, I believe. They want equal pay, they want equal this, but I'm sorry, but the reality is that equality is not real. Equalism isn't real. And again, the narrative has been pushed that toxic masculinity is that men beat up women, that men are stupid from the TV shows and all the stuff that we've heard. However, did we stop and think that the state and the government and the media pushes divorce? It gives an incentive to women to destroy a man's life, take the kids away from him if he has kids, and his possessions and his resource. So men understand this, and I know this, when you marry in the States.
And pay alimony.
And pay alimony, child support. Listen, if you're in the States, you're in the USA, you better know your legal rules of marriage, okay? Because she will always win in court because she has everything to gain and nothing to lose when it comes to marriage. That's just 100% fact. And this is the problem. I said I'm up for marriage. I am. I'm not up for the government getting involved in your marriage because of the incentives that they give. So then we have a big problem here, don't we? A big problem. Because not only do women want to push for equality, right, with this feminist movement, but women also have hypergamy. They're hypergamistic, which is huge.
What is hypergamy?
Hypergamy, for those that don't know, and look, this is another topic in and of itself, but women will either date across the board or above, meaning that she will go out with somebody who's at her same lane, or the guy makes more money, he's more resourceful, he's a high value man. She's not going to downgrade. Why would she downgrade? And there are, quote unquote, some exceptions, but that's very, very rare, and that's not the point. 99% of the time, it's like across or up. And I think the only reason she'd go low is just because it's like, we're talking about long-term relationships, by the way. The only reason she would go low is because the man is young and she can see a future within him. But if you're a guy and you're in your 40s or 50s and you're still trying to get it together, hypergamy is going to say, nope, you're going to go down and I'm looking for somebody else. So you have women who operate in this manner, and now you have femininity. So now the stakes are definitely even higher for a man to get on top of his game. Remember what I said. Feminism has pushed women to be the tyrant and the victim. It's an unfair game.
Simultaneous. So what's the outlet?
Feminism actually hurts women. It actually hurts women.
And women are starting to realize that. I have noticed women are starting to realize how it does hurt themselves. Like, there are plenty of women I've met that are really against the progression and the evolution of where feminist movements have arrived.
Here's the thing too. My what gets me pissed off about this is, again, there is an attack on family. I kid you not, that if a family cannot be strong within its core values, then who comes in? The influence of the government, the influence of all these cults and all these movements and everything. And look, divine energy from masculine and feminine is what creates strong families, the values, the principles, the morality. If a kid is born single to a single mother, even a single father, for reasons of divorce, death, that also happens, he or she, the kid, does not get the full spectrum of that energy, that spiritual nourishment.
Yeah.
And let's not forget something. There's a term out there called deadbeat dads.
Yeah.
I've never heard of the term called the deadbeat mom. So once again, we attack the man. And we also have to remember that there are guys out there who actually want to see their kids. Okay, yeah. But after divorce happens, the settlement happens, kids, remember, people in the current time, remember, the woman always usually wins. She can literally put restraining orders on him, so he can't even reach out to the kid. So it's not that he's a deadbeat dad and he doesn't want to do anything about it. Literally, a lot of the times is he's legally bound.
Yeah.
That's that gets me a lot, because we don't stop and think that, because that can happen. Okay.
So I think that's definitely part of how it potentially becomes a red flag, in a sense where it has created a toxic dating culture, because the movement that I'm also seeing on this flip side is more men are tapping out.
Because it's an unfair game.
They're literally feeling like I can attest to this. Like it's like you said, the game is feeling rigged, and it seems more harmful.
Yeah. I think feminism is straight out of Marxism. Marxism was taught to us. Frederick Marx, I think, was the guy's name. It was happened in Germany or something like that. But the whole point of it is a social construct on how you actually can destroy the family. Yeah. You know, and this is taught to us in schools, by the way. The system of how school is set up, it isn't said deliberately, but the formation and the structure of school, it's literally how that is. Anybody just study some cultural Marxism. That's like communist straight out of hell, man.
So let's move into the fourth red flag. Definitely everybody throw thumbs up, check in with this video, take that vote. I appreciate you for your subscriptions.
Feminism and the rise of nice guys simping too much.
Oh yeah, the nice guy is something real, something I have to face within myself as well. Let me see, are people with bad past with their father having some influence with their planets she is suffering from, or their parents? Which one did you mean, the parents or their planets? If you're asking more from an astrology question, the planet will give very clear indications of what that suffering with that father figure could look like, how to navigate it. So yes, you can do that if you meant planets. If you meant parents, I need to read the question again. Other people with bad past with their fathers having some influence with their parents she is suffering from. Yeah. I mean, that more so seems like on the common sense side, yes, this is exactly what we're talking about. I think that goes back to the second point where, which is probably when you asked the question about when the female has a bad past with her dad. And Semet was saying, you know, it's something that at that point, when it's recognized, it needs to then be addressed. It needs to then be addressed, whether that parent is dead, which is a real possibility he spoke on, or whether that parent is alive and that relationship dynamic is still not existing. Any relationship that she gets into will suffer. It does become a red flag. Understanding that red flags don't mean a total red light either. You know what I mean? It means
yeah. It's something to be aware of.
It's something to be aware of. Red flags don't mean like, oh, this is definitely going to fail. But it's something to be like, I need to be very observant and watch my steps. Gentlemen,
think of this whole talk that we're having is not, look, this is not dissing anybody. It's really the truth of what's happening and how you can operate amongst yourself and how you operate when it comes to looking for a long-term relationship, because it's a job at the end of the day. It's a position, it's a role in life. So act like it. You know, it's like when you go to a job for, I don't know, Amazon, Sony, Disney, whatever, you get interviewed. You get interviewed to see why you are going to be a good fit for the vision.
Yeah. And you know, Jordan Peterson talks about this a lot with, and I don't know your thoughts personally about Jordan Peterson, but there's something I heard him talk about, and it's about, you know, when it comes to a woman or man and them choosing their partner, that a woman has much more, he speaks about how much more she has to lose in a sense, about her choices, because she has to bear the child, let's say, right? And she has to understand, like, I'm going to put a seed inside of me, right? Like, and this is kind of this, I forget how he said it. You know, he has his own level of intellect.
He does. He speaks in a very
different,
very fluent but effective way.
Very fluent and effective. And so without me trying to be him in the moment, I'm gonna try to just get the point. The point being that understand that a part of this entire process, this is a selection process for women, and she does have more options. All right, this is just the reality. Like, she has way more options being thrown at.
Yeah. She does.
It's more important for you to just position yourself as a high value man and be in that position. What's up?
There's just so many things. Even that in and of itself, how women have more options. There's so much stuff that we're talking about that can branch into other big topics, and I have a feeling we're gonna get questions about that.
So I'm about to say, we might as well stay on the red flags then, because
but it's good though. It's cool.
So we'll hit the fourth one then. Drama queens. Okay, drama queens are not for the norm. They're not the norm for divine energy. So this one's a tough one, right? Because like feminine energy is pure energy, right? Like it is associated with chaos. So how do we navigate this? What makes this a particular red flag? When is the drama too much? When is it just right?
Nah, man. Look, one of my points about drama in and of the sense that she doesn't argue with you too much. Like it shouldn't be petty. It shouldn't be petty. Come on, we have some priorities here. We have priority. We have big things to deal with. Like if there's a drama scene every day of your life for the most unnecessary things, come on, that's just not worth it. That's like energy vampires sucking. You know, like leave the drama for the really, really big things. But here's something to look out for. I want to actually go in depth about what you said. Women's energy naturally is emotional and it's chaotic. But and chaotic doesn't mean horrible women, okay? Because this is a world of polarity, order, chaos. We need both sides. So we need you. All right. No one's being dissed. I want to always say that. No one's being dissed here. It's just observation and I guess some.
And you actually got somebody actually agreeing with you dead on. But what you said in the beginning, Secret Balance was speaking like that they would like to have the ability to reserve their rage, to reserve their anger for the appropriate times.
Yeah. Look, save it for the appropriate time. There's a scaling of women, by the way, that I see personally fit in this world. And this is the woman starts off as like, think about like, there's also a scaling for the men as well. But for the woman, she's a princess, right? Or if you go even lower, she's having the fun time. She's in the fun zone, right? A haggle or a harpy, I forgot what the word is. Anyways, it's very like medievalish. She's then a princess. She's then a queen. But do you know that there's something above a queen?
What is that?
An oracle.
Boom.
An oracle.
Boom.
And an oracle is important. I think it's actually queen. I think then it's mother and then it's oracle. But anyways, an oracle. Look, if your woman is operating amongst any of those three, you know, then that means you've already been in a long-term relationship. So you got to know how to operate around your woman anyway. So the drama stuff, you're going to seek that out. She's going to spew that out already within maybe the first year of being with her, you know, maybe even the first day. Drama, we don't have enough time for drama. So next red flag.
How about say hopefully in the first day?
Next red flag. Drama is very easy. It's easy to spot.
Yeah, my man. Secret Balance said drama is for the stage. Yeah, I like how you worded that though. I want an oracle. I don't want to
talk about the oracle and what that is.
Or I don't even know what it was. I only can rationalize with it from my own mind in the moment. But I'm like, I don't want a queen no more. I want an oracle.
An oracle is. I can go into detail on that later though.
Yeah, so we'll move to the next red flag because I got thoughts and I'm like, you know what? Let me not go too far left.
We can go.
So I'm gonna go to the next dating red flag. We got 19 here today. All about really making wives again and kind of like helping us to just become aware, not to judge any left, right, but just become aware. So before I say the fifth one, let me read this real quick. My little brother said my new position in the family is the oracle. Wow. Are you a woman or a man? Can I know that just out of curiosity? Secret Balance, and definitely y'all vote in there, see what's going on. How are they not the divine feminine energy, the drama? How are they not the divine feminine energy, the drama? Sam, you want to take that, or am I taking that question?
What's the question? I'm sorry.
The question is, how is the drama not associated with divine feminine energy?
Come on, man. Look, okay. This is the thing. Drama is not associated with, it shouldn't be associated with divine feminine energy because, again, it's how much abundance of drama is happening. If you're having drama every single day, like, that means that she's focused on everything except the reasons why you got together, the goal, the mission, the vision, like, why do we always have to have drama? Right? Something's also wrong with you as the man. Like, where are you messing up on that there's always drama? If you are messing up. So think of it that way. Drama is low level, like lower self, level 1 chakra. Like, how can you ask yourself this?
Survival mode.
How can you yourself, whoever's asking the question, how can you become a better version of you if you're still stuck on pettiness that's holding you back?
Because divine partnership also means that there's a mission involved. Okay, whether that's saving the ocean from plastic, or whether that's bringing marriages together, whatever that is, whether that's conflict, wars over in Saudi Arabia, who knows? Like, you have a mission, and if you're worried at the lower survival stages, okay, those lower chakras, about drama on these petty levels, then you really don't have the energy, the time, the focus, the clarity, the intuition to give to the mission, the actual mission that you and your partner, a whole divine partnership, there's a mission involved. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go to the fifth red flag, and then Secret Balance, I'm gonna get back to you right after this next flag. So fifth red flag, when it comes to making wives again, is the divine feminine are not hygienic. And that's a definite red flag. And I had a conversation with a woman last night about this, because I was like, I wanted to get a woman's perspective on like what she felt about the hygienic piece. But you also wrote this point, so you want to take it?
About the what?
About not being hygienic, basically the divine feminine. So you actually wrote this piece, and I talked to about a woman like through a lot of these points last night, and she was like, oh my, and she had a whole bunch of stories. She was I don't know where her rank or her class was, so I won't try, but some rank in the military, who had a responsibility over a lot of women, and she spoke about how hygiene was a serious problem, but she recognized the source coming back again from childhood of like, understanding the certain guidance steps, if you will, that was lacking. But go ahead, hit me with it. What did you mean by that?
Hygiene is really quick. It's self-care. Now, I don't think that needs explanation. It's self-care. That's it.
So one of the red flags is the woman's hygiene is off. Okay, we're gonna talk pH fish balance. We're gonna talk halitosis and hot breath. We're gonna talk cleanliness when it comes to laundry potentially. Like, so basically, if the hygiene is off, then the self-care, that's a red flag, because the self-care is showing that she doesn't care about herself. So what's the consequence? What's the flag indicating? If a woman doesn't care about herself, what is that indicating?
Yeah, that's the indication. And for men too. Man, how do you expect to attract women if you aren't cleaning yourself up?
That's it. I see we got an author, a poet, and a student of life. Thank you. So yeah, number 5 was just super duper simple. All right, here's gonna be one of the controversial ones. All right, red flag number 6. Here comes the controversy. Here comes the heat. Big red flag. Stopping divine partnerships is a high body count. What's up with that?
Oh no.
So what's up with the high body count?
Yeah, I mentioned that. I did mention that. Okay, look.
Here we go. We got the knives coming out, bro. Watch this.
It's cool. Yeah. Dodge and weave, man. Look. Woman, if you have a high notch count, you have to understand something, okay? Let's use the whole Ferrari thing, which is somewhere about the tattoos there too, but that's another red flag. But anyways, think about it this way. Think about if I go to a car dealership and I wanted to test out the Ferrari. Okay, great. Now another person tests out the Ferrari. Then it keeps getting devalued, you know? So women, the thing is that for women, again, women are beauty objects, definitely. Women are beauty objects to women. Men look at females as beauty objects. But the thing is that the more she continues to give her body promiscuity, hedonistic culture, the more bodies she keeps getting, it devalues. You also got to think about something too. You don't want to exactly have 100,000 relationships, long-term relationships, whatever. Because then again, that goes back to like the first red flag about like talking about bad about exes or having too many body counts. It's like, what's going on here? Why do you have a high notch count? Why do you have a history of so many men? And the thing is I've never met a guy, honestly, who wants a woman that has a high body count. Most men that I know, I think a lot of men would prefer their woman to either be a virgin or to have at least 1-2 experiences with another partner or something like that. But man, to have a notch count of like 10, 5, 7, 8, 1,000, you devalue. And the thing is think about it this way. The woman who has had a high notch count, when she finally does meet Mr. Right, you know, a guy who's on top of his game, he's working on himself, he's going places, you're telling me that, and he has to deal with all of the trauma that you've had, all of the penetration that you've had. You know what I mean? Like, you got to think about that. Your spiritual energy, you devalue. And the thing is having so many bodies also it's not healthy. You want to have a bit of a fast from sex as well, because that also is a level of addiction, you know, and then you kind of just get stale.
A man went on national television and said, then you just get stale.
It's true.
I'm sorry, you got me messed up.
Let me tell you, like, this is pushed on us. Look, one of our fallen nature selves, right? Our lower self identity is addiction to too much sex, right? It's pushed. It's pushed. Tell me I'm lying. Birth control, all the other things with having abortions. Why is the woman attacked? You want to know why the woman is attacked by the media? Because if the woman is attacked, that's how they win the war. It's truth. It's truth that the culture of hedonistic promiscuity is pushed. What's up? Someone said something in the comments?
Yo, the stale comment got me fucking rolling, bro. That shit is something serious, yo. Like, and that joke is so serious that like I just had a whole imagery about just being stale, and it's like, yo, that high mileage, you know what I'm saying? Like the car starts to rust, then eventually it's like eventually what happens when your car starts to rust? What happens when it goes under the weather and the miles are too high? It doesn't matter how much you try to fix that car. There is a certain point where, like you said, it devalues so much, that car devalues so much that you just need a new car. So the stale was hilarious. And I also was thinking in my mind, that junk is really like you like I said, on national television, ladies and gentlemen, my man said stale. Watch out now. Yo, but we got this, Miss Balance over here said that the high body count is an indicator of the institution of prostitution, and that we carry the bodies that I know that's deep, right? And then we carry the bodies that we encounter with us into our future.
Miss Valentine is her name?
No, Miss Balance.
Miss Balance. I'm gonna write that down, and I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm definitely gonna credit you whenever I use that term again. If you're okay with that.
I need to do that too. On some real talk, I need to do that too.
Wow,
that's deep. That's super duper deep. Thank you guys for voting. I see you pulling in. Thank you for throwing your thumbs up.
Prostitution is institution. What is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna say right here. It's an indicator of the institution of prostitution.
Got it.
Because it carries the energy of the bodies we encounter with us into our future.
The institution of prostitution. Wow.
And then I got somebody saying here is that if she has a high body count, is it her fault? Yes. Who else fault would it be?
Look. I'm gonna freeze frame that real quick. I know we just said yes completely right off the bat, but let me also be fair about something. First of all, woman, you do have the keys to sex.
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Does rape happen? Yes, it does. I'm aware of that. That's very true. Yes. So, I can understand that. But the former, yes, you have the ability to choose who you want to have sex with. So
Yeah. I mean, like you said, there's always going to be forced situations. There's always going to be situations that are just wrong. They're just wrong. And I don't defend that, not even in the slightest bit. But let's say when that's not happening, right? It's like at the end of the day, you do have the choice. And men should respect your choice. And, I know there are plenty of guys that are going to push beyond that little bit of, push beyond that resistance. And what I will also say to that at the same time is, there's a healthy level of that because, mind you, at the end of the day, women do want a man to know what he wants. Okay, like let's be real. Like a woman does know that a woman wants a man that knows what he wants, and what he wants. Like, why should he shy and hide away and be passive aggressive about what he wants? You don't actually want that. You want somebody decisive, somebody secure, somebody confident. So there's a lot to play with that, because of course there's traumas that play in that makes that much more difficult. All right. Especially if you've already been in the space of being sexually molested, especially if you've already been in the space of being violated in a way that was just wrong. And I would never promote that. And in fact, I've always went to jail too many times defending women that has gone through that. So to say, the red flag behind this is, let's say none of these outside layers exist. One of the red flags when it comes to women that we need to look out for is exactly that. To recognize she has a choice, and that a high body count talks about that knowledge. It talks about the energy you're going to exchange. There's something not really serious. Like, you have to take in, that's the Jezebel spirit, I believe, in the Bible, right? Where it's like you're taking in a lot of souls. You're taking a lot of souls in, and that matters. That really matters, because that is going to then, let's say, steer a healthy relationship. It's going to steer that man his energy is going to be so convoluted as well. You know what I'm saying? Like when he now shares that exchange, he's convoluted, and then that takes away from his presence. Okay, because now he has all these other spirits that are also entwined with him. It takes away from his presence. It takes away from his clarity. So it takes away from the masculine energy to be direct and knowing where to stare and how to hold a safe container for that feminine chaos and that feminine divine that flows like the ocean. So I see Missy's here saying that she just answered the poll. I don't know what your option was, but it was between pro-marriage, being single as fuck, or you want something new. And she basically said, like, she answered the poll and she's been single for 10 years. Know what you want. And she said she want to do her spiritual journey alone. Absolutely. My question is, Miss, do you have any 12 house placements in your astrology chart? Do you have any 12 house placements, just out of curiosity? And then we'll move to the 6th red flag. No, the 7th red flag. That's 6 out of 19 for dating red flags. To get real clear on this, mind you, again, for anybody new coming in, don't only just like this, don't only just vote, but for anybody new coming in, know this. There are plenty of videos on my channel where we're talking about toxic masculinity. We're talking about positive masculine image. We're talking about masculine and feminine coming together. Okay, so today we happen to be talking about.
Trying to level up here.
Say it again.
We're trying to level up.
We're trying to level up, and to do that, it requires awareness. Okay, and I will especially say, like, in the space of men too, right? Because like there are plenty of men that I know that are not able to have this conversation and able to articulate themselves enough to just not get heated in the moment and take something super personal. And that's not what this is about. This is about raising awareness. So just keep that in mind. We have the 7th red flag now. All right, we're checking in. Missy, I see you. The divine feminine isn't disrespectful. Notice this red flag if she is. Man.
This is huge. This is huge.
Major. This is major. This is a break for me. I'll be honest. This is one of the breaker flags for me, but go ahead.
No man should tolerate disrespect.
Yeah, this is a break for me.
Shouldn't tolerate disrespect. Here's what I mean by disrespect. Name calling in front of like friends and family, that's like demeaning, you know. Not having respect for your vision, for your time, for what you do as work. Disrespect in and of the fact that it's like just tarnishing your name and talking bad behind you. Disrespect, devaluing you, you know, devaluing you. Just for real.
Where does that come from? And I want to hear from some of the women. We have some women in the comments.
Yeah, women. Please.
I want to hear from the women in the comments as well. Where does it come from when you find yourself compelled, or maybe not feeling compelled, but when you find yourself disrespecting a man? And it doesn't have to be the current you. Okay, we all evolve. Understand that. We all grow. We all evolve. But at the point in time when you did disrespect a man, if you wouldn't mind a moment of vulnerability, so that we can all learn, you know, where did that energy come from when you did disrespect a man at some point in your life, even if you would never do that today? Where is that energy coming from?
And was he deserving of the disrespect?
Was he deserving of the disrespect? Because that counts. That counts.
True, genuine question.
Respect is on the same level as honor, truth, and faith. It's a must-have. It's a must-have with a capital. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man, you know what's funny? I would have long-term respect over like long-term like honeymoon phase. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember having a conversation very clearly, and I remember saying, we're not in the fairy tale stage. I remember having that very clear conversation and making that statement very clear. It's like, this is not a fairy tale. Like this is not a fairy tale. Like there's these subjective thoughts and feelings, and then there's actually what's here. You know, I mean, like, but no, first off, I would choose long-term respect over the fairy tale.
Yeah,
absolutely. So definitely let me know, ladies that are in this chat, what that looks like. Thank you for those thumbs up. We're gonna move to the next one. I think this is pretty simple. Like, you know, disrespect is just something, to be honest, I'm not tolerating it. It's just simple. I'm not tolerating it. Do high body counts? Do people disrespect the ladies? I don't understand the question.
Does a high body count disrespect the woman? Is that what you're saying? Does
a high body count disrespect the woman?
She's disrespecting herself in a way.
I think he might be talking about if we're speaking about men specifically, as men having a high body count. I'm guessing that's what he's speaking on. We're gonna stay focused. We're gonna stay focused today, because we are doing this one specifically for women. Like I said, there are plenty of things on my channel where we're coming at
red flagging for men. Man, we're coming at you too. Don't worry.
We're coming at you too. We're not gonna get. I'm not gonna leave myself out. I'm a big fan on telling on myself because it helps me to grow. It helps me to learn. It helps me to get better. So we're gonna move to the 8 red flag. Before we do, we have another one saying the energy came from my childhood. Bam. And the women I was around, bam, they were disrespectful and lonely. And that's often what it is, no? It's like a learned behavior, you know, a generational follow-up. Wow, I like the way that sounds. A generational follow-up. It's often a learned behavior. And I thank you for that vulnerability. Because it's the same thing we see in racism. It's not the talk today, but it's the same thing we see in racism. It's like most people are following and the following on both sides of racism. Understanding that, you know, Semet lives in Spain right now. I've been living out of the U.S. for 4 years, so I'm not talking white black. You know, it's like there's racism between the Southern Asians and the Northern Asians, between the lights and the darks there. So it's like
there's racism between Ukrainians and Russians. They don't,
like, yeah. So, and all of that is still learned. It's just a generational follow-up from their parents and their parents. And I think it's the same. So thank you for that, because when it comes to the red flag of why women might disrespect men, there we go. At least we have some answers, and we can start bringing awareness to it. My man Samir, what is going on with you in these questions and the high body count, homie? What's up? Like, you got something personal you want to talk about? What is going on? That was Samir, like, that was 4 red flags ago, my guy. I'm gonna hit number 8. I'm gonna come back to that. We got to keep moving. Red flag for feminine energy is violent women. Jealousy can dangerously follow.
Yeah, this is the same as disrespect. Soon as she starts getting violent, get out of there, because not only are you physically getting hurt, but she can hurt herself. There's probably some suicidalness going on there as well. But that's huge. Violent woman, just get away from it. Get away from it, because you don't want to hit her. You're gonna KO her if you do. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. That's just very obvious.
Yo, her. Hell no, you don't want to hit her.
No, man. Like, look, it's already enough to deal with, like, if drama does happen, but if there's violence, and she's a liar, like if she's a pathological liar as well, like, dude, man, that's a dark triad. Get out of there. Get out of there.
That's a dark triad. And get out of there quick. So for men listening as well, you know, if you're listening to this on dating red flags, I can tell you, like, I've had moments where, you know, I had to pull the plug on some of the little ones, some of the shoulder checks, okay, some of the wrist grabbing, like grabbing, yanking my wrist, and I just had to, like, find myself in those scenarios, creating separation and moving on the other side of the table, with a table in between, and being like, this is not okay. So you have to put that down early. Huh?
You know, there has to be something in the past also that why is she getting physical with you?
Yeah,
you know,
it's super dangerous. It's I don't even think it's a simple red flag, because, like we said, you know, red flag doesn't necessarily mean that this relationship won't work. But I think this is one of the ones you got to be real. You got to put a little extra sauce on this one, okay? You got to put a little extra heat, a little extra respect on. This is a little bit bigger than a simple red flag, okay? There's like a red flag 2.0. This is one of those.
This is a 100% get out of there. Get out of it.
100%, like, do
not commit any further.
Yeah.
No matter how good looking or how great the sex might be, or whatever it is.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it, because, you know, part of, and again, this is more about women in the moment, so I won't go deep on this, but part of being a high value man is valuing yourself, okay? And valuing yourself is not allowing certain forms of treatment. This is one of them. This is just one of them. I see somebody in the comments. I see what you were saying now, Samir. Does having a high body count in ladies bring disrespect to ladies? I think women in here right now, they're here live with us. I think we should let them answer that.
I think they kind of agreed already. Miss Balance.
Yeah.
It's an indicator of the institution of prostitution.
That's pretty much it. She pretty much gave you your answer. The institution of prostitution. So yes, it's bringing disrespect to women, from what I'm understanding.
So, Samir, the woman's value, if a woman has a high body count, her value goes down.
Simple.
Yeah, man.
From Miss Balance, we have someone said that pain is the universal language. Wow. Pain. Pain. I would off the rip, I would agree.
Miss Balance, you are on fire right now.
Yeah, she is on fire. She, you know,
I give you snaps and your claps.
I might need to have you send me an email or something. We might need a little personal convo, and I might be going live with you.
We get you live.
We might have to get you coming on live and share this mind that you burn thoughts. She said, pain is a universal language. I would disagree, especially if you speak the same language. Love. Love. So what are we disagreeing on specifically, so that I can understand that? I would disagree, especially if you speak the same language. Love. All right, here we go. So until then, I'm gonna bring the next red flag. All right, we got 19 red flags, dating red flags that you really want to watch out for. Bringing awareness to this can really save your life. okay, especially if you talk about that violent one, but it also can help you focus on what matters in your life. You can, you know, not just about saving your life. It doesn't have to be that deep, but also just what matters, you know, what really matters. So we have the divine feminine doesn't compete, oh my God, with the divine masculine. This is a big red flag.
Yeah,
How are we feeling on that one? How are we feeling on the competition between, in the relationship? Okay, we're gonna talk in the relationship between men and women. How we feel about women competing with their masculine counterpart.
Don't see, this is the thing, right? If she competes with you, that kind of brings up drama in a way as well. And there could be some things like, okay, you're a man who's on, you know, mission, he has his purpose. Life is already gonna give the two of you mountains to climb. We all live in this matrix also, so you have to deal with that too. We do not need the person that we are sleeping with on the same bed to fight one another. We have enough competition, pain, hurt in the world as it is. We don't need to keep feeding that tyrant of life. That's it. That's it. Come to an understanding that we are both in this together. Okay? That's it.
What's the source? And Miss Balance, I do see you. She was saying that love is the universal language. Pain is not the universal language. Love is. Now I understand. Yeah. Now I understand. And you know, so what's the source? So we can get one step deeper before we move to the 10th red flag when it comes to dating and partnerships. All right. What is the source of the competition? Why might a woman compete with her male counterpart, especially the one she's dating?
I blame feminism.
Huh? You blame feminism?
I do because again it pushes that. It pushes the
You don't blame that stale thing? I'm playing.
Yo, you out of pocket, man.
You out of pocket, dog. You can't talk about stale more than once. National television.
I might just bring that back up again, man. You never know. But yeah, man, like we don't need to compete with each other. We need to understand our roles and what we're doing.
Yeah.
Don't compete. We're not again. We're not equal either. You know, don't compete.
So I think a lot of, and I got a couple comments I'm gonna address real quick, but I think a lot of where if I try to get one step beyond, let's say, feminism, I think a lot of the competition comes from a disbalanced masculine and feminine energy within ourselves as individuals. Okay, which is boom. Miss Balance is on point. She literally just said the competition comes from a lack of awareness, and I think that goes right back into exactly what I was just saying. The disbalance within myself, right? Someone with feminine and masculine energy, it comes from the disbalance there and a disbalance in that partner. And I find when the natural feminine is trying too much because she feels like she had to make her way in that masculine space, you know, she had to go make more money or had to grow up too soon or, you know, had to play structured roles. What's up?
You just said it right there. The woman acting too much masculine.
Yeah.
Feminism
competition. That's the competition.
I'm telling you, feminism push too, as well.
Yep.
Women now are acting more like men.
I see Missy Lee saying we should always be treating every human equally and not wanting to better anyone, let alone our partner.
I agree. I agree with that. And the word of equal, it kind of rubs me a little bit because I think that we should treat everybody with kindness and greatness and gratitude. Like I said, don't be a dick, but there's a such thing as equality versus equity, you know, or equanimity. I forgot the word, but I wish equalism could exist in a way. But I think the better term would be treat one like how you want to be treated, you know, Confucius style.
Yeah.
Because we're just not equal at the end of the day, you know? It just isn't.
So for some of the newcomers coming in, what makes us not equal?
Someone's asking that?
No, I'm asking that. Like, so because I know that question, whether somebody announces that out loud or not, you know, there was a stage in my life where I believed we were all equal. I don't believe that to the same extent as I used to. To be honest. But to also be honest, at one point I did believe that. So
it comes with age.
I said it comes with age. So what is it though? What is it? Why do you feel that we're not equal? Why is men, let's say man and women, okay? Like specifically, why is a woman not equal to a man, and why is a man not equal to a woman?
Is anybody asking that question, answering it?
Oh, I don't know necessarily. No, but I'm asking that to you.
Okay.
Because here somebody is saying that we should all be treated equally as a human. But I'm asking you specifically because I know that question in somebody's mind, whether they actually ask it or not. I know it's lurking up.
There's this thing called biology, and it's ruthless and it doesn't care. So I'm a man, right? I can't give birth. I can't. A woman can. I have more testosterone. She has more estrogen. If a woman started working out more and she has 5 years of working out, and I've never worked out in my life, and I have 2 years of working out, the man usually tends to get stronger way more faster, right? This is just stuff like that. Hypergamy again is another thing in terms of equality. We're talking about men and women, right? So I'll keep it. Yeah, okay. It's interesting, but if you ask a lot of women, especially in the hood too, what kind of man they want a man who's of high status, who can support, who can take care, who can make them laugh, and outside of laugh and be kind. A man has to be on his 2 feet, right? That's hypergamy. Again, why would a woman go underneath her own value, right? She wants to date across and go up. So it's the responsibility of a man to be a success, which is really, really important because, again, women do view men as success objects. That's part of the package deal for a man, to be on top of his game. He has to be, right? He should strive to be. Again, we all have this conversation. Everybody in this world, I'm sure, has now had this conversation about being your higher self. So let's not knock that now. Let's not degrade that, okay? You being a higher self, it means you're being of high value. It means that you can protect, prepare, provide your resources, you're well connected, you're on your mission. Majority of the time, when a woman wants to be in a relationship and she has to find out what the man also wants out of a relationship, she just shows up into the relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing. And it's a real honesty. Like, women, if they take care of themselves, if they value their sexual marketplace, they don't have a huge notch count, they work out, they eat good, hygiene, self-care, self-love, all aspects of being the better version of yourself, okay? A man doesn't usually really care about what PhD, what degree you've gotten, what doctors you've gotten. Me personally, I don't give a damn about that. I care about other qualities that the matrix of this life has not put upon us. I care about the quality of, I want kids, right? Good motherhood, kindness. When she speaks, wisdom comes out of her mouth. That's part of being an oracle. She's a role model, not only to the children, but to other women as well. Love. They don't teach love in college. Get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, that's a couple of my rants, but I hope that really nailed some points. I hope it did.
I definitely hear you, and I thank you for pulling up on that. And we're gonna address some of the comments that I saw in there. Today we're talking about, like, what are the red flags? Stopping divine partnerships. How do we get into the space of really making wives again? And like we said up front, like, this next one is gonna probably be the most controversial if it wasn't about the body count. Probably gonna be one of the most controversial points, and this is women who wear tattoos or piercing, like stickers on a Ferrari. And
okay. I know there's preference out there, people. So if tattoos and piercings is your thing, it's your thing. Fine. Not everyone's like that. So I get that. That was me being just me, I guess. I don't like personally too heavily tattooed. Tattoo there is kind of cute. or like a big old dragon eating the sun, universe exploding with like spider webs and fire flaming skulls, and that's not me, man. That's not me. I kind of feel that. I feel like because look, women are beautiful, man. Like, why are you gonna put like 1,000 tattoos on you? You know what I mean?
I do feel like this. So this is one of the more controversial ones, right? Because I remember when you first said this, one of the first thoughts I had, we're gonna leave it at you know who. Had a lot of tattoos. Piercing here, and it was like, for me personally, I never saw anything wrong with it. I never felt like this is a red flag. However, I will say this: there are two aspects to this. Okay, I think the source matters in this scenario. I think this isn't necessarily like a one size fits all across the narrative when it comes to tattoos. I think it's almost like the way I dress personally, right? Some males will consider this excessive. They'll think, all right, he has, I don't even know what I'm wearing right now. Like, he has, what is all these things happening, right? Where it's like, I think there's levels to it where you know when somebody is faking it, and you know when somebody's comfortable with themselves, right? I think there's one aspect where it's like, okay, what are you hiding in a sense? What are you covering up? Like stickers on the Ferrari, if you will. I had to put it exactly how you said it. Like stickers on the
thank you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to put it exactly how you said it. So I think there's a separate side of it where it's like, I'm a big fan of art. I'm a big fan of art in general, where it's like, I am pretty precise on the tattoos that I put on my own personal body. Like right now, I think I have 3. You don't see any of them. You literally never see any of them. For me, it's just personal. For me, it's like, I want more tattoos, but until it means what it means, until it means something, it just won't happen. Like, it has to really stick. So what I'm saying is, it's like, there's the opposite side of this. Let's say if it's not the art form, where I can see the cover up, and I look at this and maybe in the space of makeup, like kind of back to your natural beauty. It's like, I really don't personally believe that a woman needs to wear excessive makeup. It's like, just no. Like, I don't see the purpose. To me, it's not really attractive. It's personal for me. I kind of look at the makeup in the sense, maybe how you
it's personal.
Yeah. So, but I will say that this is personal to me, and I'm gonna check in the comments here because I see some comments on this exact topic. My grandma says the A is the maintainer, provider, protector. I can respect that as well as carry the load while my man re-energizes. Thank God for you. Yeah. And then the next piece about, okay, how do tattoos red flag for divine feminine? We're talking about it right now. And then the next one is excessive tattoos or piercings can be problematic, considering the fact that when we get older, the body tends to take a different shape.
That's true too, which again, there is a biological ticking clock for women's beauty, you know? That's another thing. And the health of your body, just like the health, how you function as well. So excessive piercings and tattoos, that might not be too good for you in the long run.
No, I mean, you are injecting, I don't think it's lead anymore, but it's not the best for your skin. Well, I will clearly say that. It ain't the best for your skin.
Yeah.
So when it comes to, is it a red flag or not? I think we almost have like a split 50-50 between the two hosts, because there is that one side of me that, like, I'm very clear, like, you know, it's the source for me, you know, like, are you hiding something? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this a form of covering up externally what you're covering up internally? Right? Like, we know this external world is a projection of our internal world. So it's like, what is being hidden internally? That becomes a bigger red flag for me personally. Like, what are you hiding internally? And if that, or are you just that artistic, let's say, internally, and that becomes that external expression? So that can kind of go like left and right for me. You know what I'm saying? even if I think like Japanese culture for a minute, okay, you think you know who mafia, and it's like, okay, these are mostly men, but their entire body is tatted. Now, obviously, this is a part of the initiation in their mafia. And again, we are on women today, so I'm not gonna go too crazy deep into that. But would you say that that still counts in some sense as a red flag on the opposite end of the spectrum? Like now with this being a male.
What's the next one? Next red flag.
All right, here we go. Let me see. I am grateful for you showing the acceptance of divine energies within us. It shows true beauty, like natural hair, skin, and nail. Okay.
Yeah, for real.
Bang. All right, here we go. Next red flag is divine masculine. Oh crap. Did I put this or did you put this? I don't even know. I just copied and pasted those points. All right, I don't know why, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna drop it. Number 11, 19 red flags. Here we go. Divine masculine doesn't play Captain Save a Hoe. This is a red flag. I don't know. I don't know if this is actually for the women or the men. Did you do this one? I did this one.
Yeah, I put that down there.
Put it down.
Captain Save a Hoe. For both. It's for both. Woman, acting like somebody who needs to be saved when you have so many options and you keep monkey branching and swinging from one man to another squeeze. Men, do not simp over the hoe. If you're being used and you're being, sucked out of your resources, what are you doing? You're being tricked is what's happening.
The Jezebel again.
Yeah. Watch out for the Jezebel behavior. Look, this is the thing. When you're in the vetting process, when you're dating, okay, it's really not your responsibility to be saving anybody.
Fact.
It's your wife. You got a long-term relationship. Okay, different story, But Captain Save a Hoe is different. You're trying to save a hoe. You're trying to turn a hoe, a Jezebel, into a good girl. Good luck with that. Next one.
Red flag. He's like, flag on the play. The fish is stale.
Stale.
I'm never gonna get over that stale comment. It's really something different. You're a different level of savage for that. Like, all right. So here we go. We got number 12. Red flags out of 19. Dating red flags for women. Stopping the divine. Stopping wives from being wives again. We pretty much got a split poll right down the middle, right? And currently there's 3 votes, one for pro-marriage, one for single as fuck, one for I want something new. So 3-3, 3-3, 3-3, literally 33%. No, not Captain Save a Hoe, Captain Save a Hoe, a hoe.
Ho.
H-O-E, ho. Here we go. Red flag number 12, when women keep their men from their past around. And she's ex-masculine. I know this is going to be another controversial because I do not know a tremendous amount of women that do not keep their men somewhere in one of their many pockets.
So for my articulation on this and why I wrote that one down, this is important because this goes back to some trauma in a way. And there's also what's more important. Again, women have more options than men do. Hypergamy, she's trying to see who is her best option. Okay? Innately, if you want kids, or even if you don't want kids, usually the men are viewed by women who is the best option. Who's the best option? And this is, again, you're sized up. Is he fit? Is he connected? Does he have good sources? Is he trying to make something out of himself? Does he treat people kind? I don't know. Does he have humor? Whatever the case may be, you're sized up. So if you are keeping men around from your past, I think that's going to be turned off as to another guy, because now the guy kind of has to compete in a way. Like, how weird is it for a guy who's in a relationship with a woman to shake hands or try to give a hug to an ex? Doesn't work. That shit don't work in the hood. We always said that. It don't work in the hood. We always said that back in the days. It just don't. In the hood and in real life, it's a bad idea. It's a real bad idea.
My mind, I'm already thinking like, depends on what stage you met me, bro, because you catching the elbow to the jaw. And then I'm like, I can't do that no more. I'm too rich to fight you.
Yeah. And look, like what are you doing? What are you doing with all those men around you? It's just look. Don't also think about this from, oh, he's just jealous, or no, we're just friends, we're not doing anything. Look.
Or he's my best friend, or
Look, especially if he's the best friend, watch out for the bestie. Watch out for the bestie. Look,
watch out for the bestie.
And if the bestie is in another relationship and they want to use that excuse, oh no, Brian has a girlfriend and she's Amy. Bro, Amy might not like the fact that Brian is besties with the girl.
You even heard the gay friend. There are these moments like things are changing.
Yeah.
The game is off balance.
Men are hunters. Listen. A lot of men are hunters too. Okay, we'll camp. A lot of them. Steve Harvey said this. We'll be waiting in the bushes, and as soon as there's an opening, guarantee that if the girl who was in a relationship, one of those best friends comes through when she's broken up, that relationship with her friends are going to be different. You want to put it to the test, ladies? You want to put it to the test? If you're in a relationship, hit up one of your guy friends who's single and flirt or whatever the case may be, and see how fast that man will be in your house. Depends. I could be way off, but it's a good experiment to try.
I mean,
I could be way wrong. I could be dead wrong.
I think the general the general consensus is he's gonna be over there unless he's in his divine masculine. Then he knows better. He knows better because it's like there are stages in my personal life where that would have worked, and it has. In the other stage of my life, like that ain't going down. Like right now, that's not going down. It's not happening.
Yeah.
So, we have two things, and from the secret balance, I wanted to really reiterate what Semet said prior, because he said I personally have 4 tattoos from my childhood. One is custom with my brothers, saying rest in peace, and two of my name, and one is a tulip. And Semet was talking very clearly about that earlier, where he's like, look, I'm specifically not talking about that one tattoo here, that one tattoo here, that one tattoo here. He's talking full body prophecies.
Okay. Yeah.
From toe to zipper to lip to eyeball. You tat it up. Yeah. I'm talking about that more specific. But other than that, personally, for the next question and for the next red flag, where we just on, thank you guys for throwing that thumbs up. Appreciate it. Thank you for the votes. Personally, friendships with other men and women that is not mutual should be off the record, even if they were their first introduction is necessary. What are your feels on that? She said,
wait, is this a red flag? You put that there?
No. This is a comment. This is a specific.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So about the last red flag when it comes to women not keeping men around from the ex, the comment was, personally, the friendships with other men and women that is not mutual should be off the record, period. Then next, even if they were there first, an introduction is necessary.
Yeah. Intros are needed too. Okay, look, you're a man getting into a relationship with a woman, and look, again, an ounce of what is it? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of a cure, right?
Wow, never heard that, but I'm hearing you.
Listen, if you know that she has a whole bunch of guy friends and that does not sit well with you, why are you walking into the slaughterhouse, homie?
Yeah, you gotta speak up.
If it's not okay with you, dude, hey, look, if you're okay with it, you're okay with it, fine. That's on you. That's on you. It is. But if you're not okay with it,
you gotta speak up.
There's a lot of fish in the sea. And you have to hold yourself as someone who's on a mission. Okay, I'm on my mission. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. There's more options in the world.
I got somebody else saying, could she seek something from him that she doesn't get from her relationship? The love, the care, how he treats her. Her best friend could be that person.
Nah, still not good. Still, no.
So as soon as I said it out loud, you saw my face because I knew how you were going to respond. I was like, I had to like breathe that one in. No, it's not okay.
Sorry. I apologize if I hurt the feelings there, but
not okay.
The fact of the matter,
we're talking about this is a red flag. This is a red flag. It's not okay. You know, this is where we got to get real careful with. If we're talking, especially the talk, mind you, the whole fly was making wives again, right? This is not the wife scenario you want to kind of be in.
Yeah.
That's not the wife scenario you want to be in. When we're talking wives again, right? We're talking divine partnerships. We have to be very careful with how plagued, and I do say this intentionally, living in a lot of communities, living in a lot of countries where polyamory is way more practiced than it is on US soil, okay? The last 4 years, the countries that have been in polyamorous relationships, open relationships, it seems like this new thing on US soil, but it ain't new around the world. I promise you that. It's much more widely spoken, much more widely accepted. And with that being said, when we're talking about making wives again, it's like, no, you know, especially when talking about making wives, right? I think when you're 30 years and you're at your anniversary, you know, you're 25 years, you're trying to find new spice ways in your relationship, and you and your partner both find your mutual discussions to get there, and you feel like your base, your foundation is strong enough to maintain, yada, yada. The reality is you're still going to be, there's going to be a tremendous amount of jealousy no matter what, okay? There's going to be a tremendous amount of hurt feelings no matter what. There's going to be a tremendous amount of insecurities no matter what. Like, it is not ever going to just be super duper comfortable. You're not going to be like, yeah.
Somebody, if anybody here wants a really great example as to why that also doesn't work, there's a great show called How I Met Your Mother. And the protagonist in that show, his name is Ted. And he, from day one, season one, he keeps going after this girl named Robin, and she becomes his best friend, you know? And because she's his best friend, all of his relationships go down the gutter. Horribly, by the way. You should, if you haven't seen that show, watch that show. It's worth a good watch, because you'll learn why this stuff doesn't even work either. What's the next red flag we got? We're on like 13, 14?
Dark skin G, yeah. Dark skin G, only date women that can complement my birth chart, or else it won't work.
That's a little extreme, but that's not a bad reference, I guess, either.
Bro, it's how you check in with some of the red flags early.
hey, that's why P does astrology, right? So there you go. He can help you with that.
13 red flags out of 19 when it comes to dating. Feminine energy, having a bad relationship with money. Eyeballs. So what's up? Where's your mind at when you came up with the money relationship? Bad money relationship. What's going on? Okay. How's it a red flag?
Money is value. Money is the value you have instilled in others, or the value in time. Look, man, she's poor with money, you're in trouble. You're in big trouble. Look, you cannot outmake someone's stupidity. Okay? Let me coin that phrase. Let me explain that phrase. Somebody who's very foolish with money, and you're the man, you're the woman, whatever, whoever's bad with money, okay? You cannot outmake their stupidity. They are gonna burn your money faster than you're making the money. You do not want to be in a situation like that. Here's the other thing, okay? You then end up pointing the blame game. The blame game is a dark, nasty game. You bam, and did this and this, and you're into debt, and bam, and you keep pointing and pointing and pointing. It's not cool, because it's very toxic for both sides. Moreover, the fact that someone has piss poor money habits They got some growing up to do. There's a lot of maturity involved with that. Now, money to me, like I said, is value, and it's also predicated upon your choices. Your choices, here's the hierarchy. Stay with me now, people. Your choices come from your belief system, right? Your belief systems make your choices. You make your choices based on that belief system, okay? So a lot of people have a hard time updating, putting the wrench, putting the screwdriver on their belief system. Some people sometimes are so stuck in their own ways, they don't even know their bad habits. So now you also have to deal with people undoing some of people's choices and poor money-making habits, which can be a very long and tedious and tiresome journey. You want to protect your wealth, okay? You want to protect your wealth. The woman should complement your life, be a great asset, and not debt, okay? You know, like that's huge. That's huge, because you don't want to look back in your life and play that blame game. And then you start doing mental masturbation, and you're like, what if I did this? And what if you're in a hole now where your opportunities hit the ground? Shit, what if another pandemic happens again and you got no options? One of the main things I spoke about is you have to have options, you know, options in life, options in resources and jobs, you know, things like that. It's a very important one.
Yeah. So I got a little feedback. One, it says we need a mass healing throughout the universe because we have been plagued by the jinn, Jinn, and other unnatural energies.
The jinn?
Yeah. Jinn. I'm pretty sure that's like.
Oh shit! Listen, the jinn. If you're really talking about what I think you're talking about, that's genie.
Yeah.
And it's actually D. I think it's DJINN, something like that. I think the D is silent. That's from the Muslim religion, Arabic culture. For those that don't know what jinn are, the story goes that jinn are like creatures made out of fire. There's humans, we're made out of earth. There's angels made out of light. And, you know, we as humans, we're in the middle of these things. Think of like the good devil, the good angel. There's jinns all around us, but there's also like good jinns too. That's another story. But pretty much think about it this way. We are always attacked by our fallen nature. Every day we have, whether we're aware of it or not, we are attacked by the demons of our addictions, of our laziness, or of our sins, every day. Even stuff like pride, okay? So that's huge too. It's important. It's important. Nobody said it was easy. There's just a peeling of the onion that we're doing here so that you can recognize certain situations when they arise.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. So, and then we got somebody else saying like, you know, you can learn to be better with money though, in that person's opinion. Let me see what's up. Yeah, money is merely a tool for your energy. Money is merely a tool for the energy, which is fuel. Mm-hmm. And the last one is we got to grasp the concept of money being a tool so that we can welcome the essence of our true wealth, which is our energy, divine essence, currency. That's just the absolute bang, 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 all on the point. So we're gonna hit it with the 50.
We got some great people commenting here. I like that stuff. I like the participation.
I appreciate all y'all. I definitely appreciate the comment. I appreciate the engagement because I don't want to come here. Semet don't want to come on here and just talk to you and have you listen. We want to get the feedback and address what are your real concerns.
So trying to make it interactive, you know? Exactly. Not just us preaching. You got the voice too.
Speak up. Number 15 out of 19 red flags. Okay, we're getting in it. We're diving in. And fine women used to being pimped doesn't make sense. This is a red flag.
Women being pimped, right?
Yup.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really think I need to say like where's the red flag in that, but you know, for simplicity, for poops and giggles, what was on your mind when you wrote that? Like women being pimped, why is it a red flag? It almost seems silly for me to ask why is it being a red flag, because it doesn't make sense.
Yo, look, man.
We could just skip that one. I feel like we could honestly skip that one.
Yeah. I think it's too easy.
It's just like you seeing women being pimped. I mean, it goes against everything we already spoke about today. There's the self there's not there, you know, there's just too many levels of it doesn't make sense. We're gonna go to number 16. Here we go. So number 16 is watch for women who can't keep her story straight. Oh crap, this is a red flag.
Pathological lying.
Pathological.
Yeah, you can't keep the story straight. You out of pocket.
You're out of pocket.
You're out of pocket.
No,
what's going on with you?
You're out of pocket. It's like,
why you make me play detective?
And it's exhausting. I'll be honest, on the side of me being on the side of a man, like I've dealt with that at some point, and it's like it's exhausting if entertained, especially for too long. Okay, it doesn't allow the male to. It takes if you're talking divine masculine energy, you talk about clarity, focus, picking a direction, making a decision, and being firm with it, and being willing to live with the consequences. Having a woman always changing her story, okay, it's depending on that male figure, it can be a very tremendous distraction. Like it's a distraction from your partnership, quite frankly. And it's also a distraction from where he's looking to take you, and it's a distraction from you being in your pure energy. Okay, understanding that divine feminine energy is pure energy. So it's like that's really what I kind of feel about that in the moment. It's like, you know, when you have to worry about, you can't worry. This is the whole point. In my personal opinion, we talk about divine partnerships, you can't be sitting there worrying about if your woman is somebody true for or not. There's just no time for that. And the question then becomes, well, why? You know, why is it changing so much? And why do you or I or any of the males, let's just say, why do we make space for that? You know, I don't think that's a male in his high valued state. I don't think a male is really in his high valued state when he's entertaining stories always switching up. But
that's a good point. It's a good point. Solid.
That's in the bylaws at the institution of prostitution. Yo, we gotta get you on here live, yo. Institution of bylaws and institution of prostitution. What about manipulating women are against their divine feminine? What about manipulating women are against their divine feminine?
Wow, does that need answering, really? A woman, what is it about manipulation that takes away from the divine woman?
I mean, yeah, this is some of the ones we gotta just, yeah, that's what was said. This is one of the ones we just gotta pause and just kind of step back into common sense for a second, where it's like, do you want to be a woman that you know is constantly manipulating in the first place?
You want to know something? You want to know something? Here's something that might be another spin for a different answer. You're procrastinating on the evolution of your character.
Bam. I got to type that in because this is the answer when it comes to that. You are. I'm not even going to type that because whatever. It's just
it's locked in the chamber. I got that.
That just have feminine and masculine energy. Absolutely. And we spoke about that multiple times on the show. Mind you, that said, you know, this one today, specifically looking at red flags for women. Like if you look at my channel, there are multiple videos only shitting on men being in their toxic shit, but that's also a very clear narrative that everyone has heard before, right? There's not enough discussion on what toxic femininity looks like, which is why we're talking about this today. But you are absolutely right. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. We're gonna move to number 17. And then that's the 17 red flags when it comes to dating. The divine feminine doesn't need to throw constant bitch fits. Red flag.
It goes with drama. It goes with drama. Yeah. Bitch fits, hissy fits, temper tantrums, constant emotional mood swings. You're letting your emotions dominate you for too long. Like, I think that's a little self-explanatory, but it happens, right? It happens. You know what? Here's an interesting thing. For men, if it ever happens that a moment in time you do get like emotional or something just happened, whatever, it happens to us. It's not like we're not without emotion, by the way. But if your woman can't handle you being emotional for that moment in time, and she throws like hissy fits when you need the support, because we need support, that's important to pay attention to. Can she deal with the fact that when her man is down, instead of throwing a hissy fit and drama, can she help? Think about that one. There's actually a lot to that. There's a lot of truism, because it's something that you need to be aware of when it happens. It's not something that, you know, you can just spot right away. Something has to happen, and then you have to see the reaction. It's important though. Yeah.
And I think Miss Balance had spoke about this earlier, about not really having a problem when her man needs to take that space to re-energize, to take some of those responsibilities, to take care of some of those roles, so that he can have space as well. Because like you said, males do have emotions, you know. There are those moments where it's like, look, you know, you're staying clear you can only stay, in my personal opinion, clear, objective for so long before you begin to reject the fact that you also have feminine energy within you. It needs to be honored.
Yeah, look, people too. It's also to be, again, a whole other topic that we could add, but it's not that a man is without emotion. If he is, then you're just with a robot. That's just weird. You don't want to deal with that. It's just too monotone, man. You know?
Stale.
He's stale. That man dried up.
Yo, we got why can't liars see the difficulty in having to remember the last lie and keeping up with the story over time?
You know, man, it's like a disease in a way, because they lie so much in order to make this better version of themselves, maybe. And it's kind of like an alcoholic in a way. They don't know. That's the thing. Sometimes they actually don't know, and they eat their own shit, like their own lie, and they believe it.
Yeah.
So sometimes they might not even know, man.
Yeah.
I think that's a form of narcissism also, or solipsism, when you can't even see past your own point of view.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I got Gil coming in saying, to be a good liar, you have to have a good memory. And at the end of the day, what a waste of time and energy to be a liar.
Yeah.
Really.
It's a waste of time.
High level of spiritual awareness, doesn't need drama. Man, we all got emotions. Absolutely. So let's move to number 18, red flag right here. Out of 19, we give you today. As we're coming closer to that edge, definitely throw those likes, those thumbs up, take those votes in. Share this with somebody you know who's in a toxic ass relationship that needs to hear this, because we're doing this so that we raise the awareness. And somebody said this, which Semet kind of said earlier, about that's why men be punching bags. Oh, no, that's why men be punching walls and breaking stuff. No healthy emotional outlets. Yeah. Laugh out loud, bitch fist. Love it. Yo, your channel was great. I appreciate you. I'm gonna have to come to the right forum. I'll see you later. Gotta love. Good start for the kiddies. Absolutely. Yeah, our last event just ran off. Yesterday we had that. So definitely join the next event. I appreciate you. I'll see you soon. Let's chat. Reach out to me. Number 18 out of 19. Notice the women that does not allow a say in matters of birth or pushes kids too soon. Pushes to have kids too soon. This is one of the most game changer. It's probably one of my more favorite ones, because I think it's definitely controversial. And with that said, I also feel like it's a very real narrative that keeps people trapped in something very, very misunderstood on how to navigate. So what are you feeling about this? Notice the women that does not allow a say in the matter of birth or pushes for kids too soon.
Okay, so I know the things that these red flags that we're saying can be extremely bold, but listen to the context of what we say also. Don't just immediately get like, I don't know, salty or activated. It's something very important here. If you don't have a say in the birth, it means that you ain't really in control or have a say. So your opinion doesn't matter as to when a baby's gonna come out. A baby's gonna come out. Like, if she is in the pursuit of having kids extremely fast, dude, red flag. Unfortunately, and here's the swag sauce, here's the realness. Some kids can be used as leverage against the man.
Yeah, I hate it. It's terrible. It's disgusting.
Yeah. It's dark. That's my main point with that.
We're gonna tap them out for that one. We're gonna tap them demons.
What? I like it.
Yeah, we're gonna tap them out. Get them out.
Yeah. That's not divine attitude, man. That's not divinity. That's disrespect to the family. That's disrespectful to a vision, to a bloodline. That's just really using you for sex and then using the sex to cheat you out of your resources.
Yeah. Terrible. I hate it. Hate a manipulating hoe. So here we go. Last one, 19 red flags. Divine feminine does not carry addictions. Notice this red flag.
This is important. This is important. This ties in with earlier on when I talked about daddy issues.
Yeah.
You know, I want a preference again. You know, if they're not doing anything to like fix it, you know, that in and of itself is a red flag. Are you seeking help? Are you doing anything about it? Addiction, party girl, addiction to alcohol, drugs, weed. It takes primary control and priority in their life. Addiction degenerates. Degenerate, what does it mean? It literally means to like de-evolve, to weaken. You can be so addicted to substances, you know, you think of it as a god almost. Likewise, on the other hand, you could be addicted. You could be superly addicted to, I don't know, fitness. That could be something, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. All I'm saying is whatever the addiction may be, like if it's like so much to a point where like people are getting hurt, your resources are being drained out of, your energy is being sucked, you find yourself having to pick somebody up at 3 a.m. in the morning on a Wednesday, you know, for partying too hard. You're on the 5 o'clock show, you know, for your problems. Watch out. Watch out.
Yeah. Plain and simple. I see 7 votes came in. I see you guys live. Definitely hit the like, subscribe button. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this in the chat. You want to check out my man Semet. Semet, you want to give him your Instagram or you want to give him your YouTube?
Yeah, for sure. Well, okay. I mean, it's almost the same thing. _Semet is my Instagram and YouTube is Semet Fitness. Now, for those who will go to my YouTube channel, it might, I mean, yeah, it's a lot about fitness, calisthenics and like the freedom of fitness and health and what it means to be, you know, attaining your higher self through a holistic way. I also have a playlist called Semet Talks, where I do like talk about things like this, you know, gratitude, happiness, higher self, more philosophical, in-depth talk is in my Semet Talks playlist. Other than that, everything else is really about fitness, you know, because that's what I love to do. That's my thing. That's my
right now. And I'm going to drop direct links in the description. But is it on @_Semet? Period. That's it
for Instagram. Yeah, @_Semet for Instagram. Yeah,
done. So check him out there. If you guys enjoyed the discussion, you discovered him as a person. I have a direct link for YouTube here. Mind you, like he said, go ahead and check out the Semet Talks if you're looking more for the philosophy stuff. Other than that, a lot of bodyweight training is really where he's specializing as well. But I've noticed that he's allowing his philosophical mind to come out and display on the world stage. So we're gonna make that happen. What I will say is as well is thank you tremendously for pulling up. Again, this is one of my good friends for a long time now. He actually is married, you know, for the last 4 years, and I really look at, you know, that bond that him and his wife share is something sacred, something beautiful, something that we all could learn from. And this is his 19 red flags that we wanted to share, express. Don't go for that stale thing. That was probably the highlight of the entire
woman, stale, men, you could be stale or you just dried up, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to those 19 red flags, I'm a bullet through them right now. Number 1, when women talk negative about their exes, not in the divine feminine, red flag. Number 2, red flag. The divine feminine having a bad past with her dad. Okay. Be willing to know if she's willing to take some steps to rectify what that relationship looks like. Number 3, the feminist movement. Okay, one of the big red flags is it's what We got to watch for the toxic dating culture and how it goes against divinity. Okay. He also made a mention that it goes against family. Probably one of the biggest things, like, you know, media is against building strong families, and not just media, but like plenty things. It's against. Number 4 red flag out of 19, drama queens. Okay. That's not the norm. Be careful when you have somebody being overly dramatic, overly emotional. Okay. Not that there's not going to be drama here and there. All right. Woman is chaos. It is pure energy. Okay. The ocean does crash, and it also heals and nurtures, but it's that overextension of it. Watch for that. Number 5, women are just not hygienic. Okay. This is just a definite red flag. That means she doesn't care about herself. Clean up. Simplicity. Number 6, big red flag is a high body count. And really where he went with that is understanding that, you know, think of a woman in some instances when it comes to high body count as a car with high knowledge. You know, eventually all that energetic and soul exchange that you're having with all of her Jezebel partners, you're taking in their spiritual energy as well. And that's going to slow you down. It's going to drag you to hell with them. All right. You're not becoming a vessel so that she doesn't have to take that energy. She can dump it into you. So be watchful. Number 7, female that are just disrespectful. Okay. This is one of my big, huge ones. This is a guaranteed non-negotiable for me personally. Any woman that's disrespectful, she can get the hell out. And I won't even blink. Beyond that, number 8, red flag, feminine energy, when you have violent women, okay? Because jealousy can follow very dangerously. That turn into envy, and I've dealt with these scenarios, and it's like, it's really not pretty having to deal with envy and jealousy in your romantic relationships. Like, it's just not worth it. So other than that, number 9 on 19, we're looking at when the divine feminine looks to compete with the masculine counterpart. Oftentimes that's just like her stepping too much into the masculine role. Okay, we gotta know our places. This is a red flag. Number 11 out of 19, red flags when it comes to dating is the whole Captain Save a Hoe dynamic. All right, I'm trying to save these hoes. Okay, and considering this is the dating red flags for women, it's like recognize when women play that victim and the victimizer. I think he talked about that. Moving on to 12 out of 19, we're looking at women keeping men from their past around. She's friends with the ex. Gotta be real careful with that line. We had a couple people mentioning their thoughts and opinions about that, so check the chat. Red flag 13, women that are bad in the relationship with money. You're not gonna outrun the bad money relationship. That's got a lot of what's saying.
You can't outmake someone's stupidity.
You can't what?
You cannot outmake someone's stupidity.
Yeah, when you say outmake, he means accumulate wealth. You can't accumulate more wealth than that person's stupidity. So watch out.
Then it's made. Yeah.
Oh, we just completely skipped this one. Party girls. Whoa. Watch out for the boo-hoo. Let's do shots women. We didn't even talk about that at all. I skipped it by accident.
Yeah, I think that's obvious though.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. You got some people commenting telling you, thank you for your amazing knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Stay blessed. And he's saying, Semet, good luck in your life.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you.
Number 15, red flag. Divine women used to be in pimp. Doesn't make sense. Okay, simple. 16, women who can't get their stories right. All right, women who's basically pathological and chronic liar. There's something to be very, very careful with. Number 17 is the divine feminine does not throw constant bitch fits. All right, we kind of talked about that before. It goes back into the drama, but that overextension of it. All right.
Yeah.
And that 18 out of 19 red flags for dating. Women that do not allow a say in the matters of birth, or they push for kids too soon. All right. Watch for women that are looking to manipulate you with that story about women and their biological clock and X, Y, and Z, because I've seen a lot of men very miserable in those situations, and they don't work. Okay. Somehow, some way, they don't work. Last one, 19 out of 19, divine feminine does not carry addictions. Watch for this red flag.
Yeah.
See y'all soon. Big love.
Peace.